We created a space for all women
to discuss various topics related to the things that are not openly discussed.
Things that challenges us mentally, emotionally, and spiritually on a daily basis. So we would like to welcome you to It's the Podcast for Me. Let's get into it.
Hey everyone, we are your hosts. My name is Sandy.
And I am Brooke.
And this is our first episode, New Beginnings.
So we are officially in the new year. It is 2021 and I am so excited about this year. I don't know about you, Sandy.
Very.
But 2020 really took us there. So this year is a year to just start over fresh and just get everything that we need to get.
2020 was not a bad year for me. It saved me a lot of money.
Really?
I didn't have to have gas. And stuff. I didn't have to pay for daycare.
Okay, well,
daycare was killing me.
Okay,
so
all right. So this
wasn't the worst year.
In this episode, we're gonna talk about all the new things that 2021 is gonna bring for both of us individually, from dating to our relationships, health, and just stuff spiritually, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, so new year, new for me. This new year, new beginning is like a mental reset. That's all I've been talking. Mental reset.
I agree for sure. I think last year it was just, well, you said it wasn't a bad year for you, but it was still a lot going on with COVID and everything. And it was just hard on our mental. So I think that's a good idea to say that this year is going to be like a complete mental reset.
Yes.
So what does that mean for you?
So mental reset is, I'm taking a step back. So last year was not only, I say it was a good year because I was able to financially save money, but I also made so much money. And I'm a homebody anyway, so me staying home wasn't a problem. Now, me staying home with the kids all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
That kind of threw me off a little bit, but once they got back to school, I was fine.
So the little shutdown and everything didn't really affect you none, because you pretty much a homebody anyway.
Right, like the little bit that we do go out, we still went out.
Yeah, I think for me, the shutdown did play a huge role, but only because I had just moved to Atlanta, so I was ready to explore the city and get out and do stuff. And then it's right when I moved, COVID happened, everything shut down, so we really couldn't go anywhere.
Right.
So I felt I don't know, I didn't get that full experience that I was looking forward to when I moved to
a bigger city. Right.
Yes, I felt I was still at home. But aside from that, it did allow me to sit down and kind of refocus and get my mind right a little bit.
Yeah.
So that this year I can put forth everything that I kind of learned last year, if that makes sense.
So 2020 was kind of the opposite for us because 2020 actually threw me off. From my 9-to-5 job, we transitioned from the office to at home, and at home I was just so undisciplined with working from home. But it did actually help me grow my business because with me not working like I was supposed to do at that job, I focused more on the business aspect of it. That's why I said it was one of my most profitable, I've been doing it for 2 years, so my most profitable year overall, because I was able to put more into it because I wasn't working as much.
Right. I think for a lot of people, they found they hidden talents. During last year. They had the time. So they found those hidden talents. I know you was talking about your business, which you already had, but for a lot of people, last year is when they started their business.
Right.
They put forth that plan to get it started this year.
Right.
And for me, that's kind of where I am this year. I started a couple of things, but also I'm going into the new year ready to start new ventures that I actually put forth the thought last year.
You planted the seed last year, growing it this year, right?
So we planning everything. So I kind of want to talk about some different areas. I know we talk about mental stuff like that,
right.
But what is for you? Because I know you married and everything. Did anything change with your relationship over last year with quarantine? I know a lot of people saying that it was high, divorce rates and stuff like that. How was that for you?
I don't think it changed as much because my husband work didn't change, so he was still away the same amount of time that he was away, so we wasn't spending more or less time together, and we're both homebodies, so the time when he wasn't at work was, and I wasn't at work, was home anyway, so it was simply the same. I think we did realize that we don't do nothing, anything.
Yeah.
So that this year, like one of our things with us resetting is we're resetting our relationship. So we are going to date.
Okay.
You know, because you know our
That's
relationship
important.
started like we just jumped in a relationship and then boom we had a baby, then
I
boom we
know.
moved. You know, it was just like
Yeah.
boom 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 boom. So we're gonna we did date a little bit, but not like really going out.
Yeah.
You know, we just like
Because you
hung
had
out.
other stuff, like y'all was probably so busy, you know, getting your kids ready to go to school and, you know, different stuff
You
like
talk about
that.
when we first got together.
Well, I mean, like, even y'all realizing that y'all need to date more from
Yeah.
last year kind of.
Right.
But now y'all had a chance to actually, like, sit down and, like, well, this quarantine ain't really changing because we don't really do
We don't
that
do
anyway.
nothing, right? Exactly.
So,
That's
yeah.
exactly what happened. Like we don't really do nothing, and I realized that I like to dress up. Like before, I used to complain about having to go to work and dress up, but then I'm like, dang, I look like
You
a
missed
bum
it.
every day.
You missed it, yeah.
I'm looking like this every day, so I need
Yeah.
to do something. So
I think for me and my relationship, it allowed us to sit down and get to know each other more because we were just so busy going
Everybody
to work,
doing everything, yeah.
going to work, come home, going to work, or whatever. So when we couldn't really go out like that, we had to sit home and we learned each other a whole lot more. So
Yeah.
that was a positive as far as relationship goes for the quarantine. But this year, moving forward, we're focusing on building. Like this is our second year
Yeah.
dating or whatever, and.
Oh.
Yeah, so we just trying to build, like I said, the business side. Like we planning on doing, going into like an e-commerce business coming up this year.
What kind of business are y'all planning on?
It's an email marketing business.
Okay.
To not like get into total detail because I'm
Yeah.
still learning everything, but it's definitely a way to like set us up in the long run.
Yeah.
For like just
That's
being
so sweet,
financially
you know.
free.
Couples that make their money together stay together. you know?
Right. So I really took this year to be like, look, like we need to start building. Like if we didn't have jobs that were essential, we
Yeah.
would have been out of work. And
Yeah,
we
that's
wouldn't
very
have
true.
been able to provide, or you know what I'm saying. So this year allowed us to say, look, we need to do
Something for ourselves.
right to fall back on. So that relationship wise, that's kind of where I am this year, just building and growing together.
See, so that mindset right there is like something that I already had because I hate authority,
Yeah.
and I feel like so I always try to do something to make my own money because I don't like for people to tell me what to do, and then they be trying to tell me what to do, and I be like, oh, I quit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and go home, and I'm trying to stop doing that too because I feel like that's you know, you can't lead until you follow.
That's true. You gotta
And-
learn first before you can actually.
Bro, I be learning
get to
stuff
where
quick,
you
and
at.
that's probably why I don't do well with authority because I be like, I already know this, like, please
Right,
leave me
right.
alone, let me do it this, like, but
Mhm.
I know that's something that,
Yeah.
yeah.
And another thing is like, so this year a lot of well, really everybody had to kind of go virtual learning for a little while,
Oof.
and then I had to end up putting my daughter in daycare and like different stuff. Like a lot of people were able to stay home with their child, and it made me think like, dang, like I gotta go to work. Like I can't even stay home with my child to
Right.
teach her. Like she need to be taught. You know what I'm saying? Like she had to rely on camp and stuff
Yeah.
for virtual learning, and that too.
Oh, that was good that you had that, though.
Well, but it put some strain on my financial though,
Oh, okay.
because we didn't expect that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So that too kind of led me to like, you know, I gotta start my own thing.
Yeah, so you won't even have to worry about it. Because I don't want to teach my kids. I realized
I mean, I didn't want to teach her
No, but-
either, but I wanted to be able to stay home with her though. Like,
Speaking of that, that's another thing that quarantine taught me is my children. Because you know, you be like, I know my child. So these teachers used to call me and text me.
oh,
I
you
be
one
like,
of them? You one of them?
I be like,
parents.
oh, okay.
You one of them
My baby
parents.
ain't do that. My baby ain't say that. But sometimes, you know, some of the stuff they tell me, I be like, yeah, he did it. But then some of it be like, that's far-fetched. Like, he ain't finna do
That ain't him.
Girl, these kids sitting in here, and I'm like, who child is that? They were sitting right there. That's what I'm like. One was right there, one was right there. I'm like, who child is this? And the lady, and then I'll be back there working, they be doing their work. The lady will text me and be like, could you tell Aiden to sit up in his seat? He's upside down. And I'm over here, and his legs up here, and head.
Oh,
I'm like,
God.
sir, what are you doing?
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure it taught a lot of parents who their children really was
Yes.
this year. Like, just seeing all like the memes and the funny stuff about virtual learning, it was crazy. It was crazy.
I believe everything these people tell me.
So that's like
Whatever they say. I'm like, why you did that? I ain't even ask it.
so that was more on the relationship tip of how we, thinking about this new year. So what about health wise? Like, is there anything health wise that you trying to change this year?
So I am so unhealthy. Like, I don't like to exercise. I eat everything. I have a slim body frame though. You know what I'm saying? Like right now I'm heavier than I look. So
But
I'm
you
like,
don't look like that, yeah.
Yeah, because I'm almost hitting 200, but I don't look like that,
right?
I am. But so I think I realized that when I can't walk from the back room to the kitchen without being like,
Girl.
what happened? So this year I am and a part of my mental reset is I am not eating meat for the first 6 months. And that's gonna be a struggle for me. But I did
that a little bit.
I did look up some things, and for people who are doing it, they call it like a long-term fasting kind of thing. And they tell you like little things you could do to like in the beginning, like maybe like you supposed to take a laxative and stuff like that.
Like a cleanse to get all that built
It
up.
helps with the cravings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So stuff like that, I'm gonna do that, and we're gonna pray our way through it because I'm gonna try not to eat meat. And health wise, I'm gonna start exercising at least twice a day. Nothing major, like a quick little 30 minutes something on the TV or something like that. I did it this morning, so
That's a start.
great start.
That's a start. That's
So
a start.
we're gonna try to make a habit of it. And I don't want to get like fit. I just want to be healthy, So
I want to be able to walk from the back room to the front without getting tired.
you know what I'm saying? Because I be like, DJ.
I think for me, I definitely need to change the way that I eat. I like to cook. My boyfriend like to cook, so we always probably not eating the most healthiest things. So we really haven't been particular as to how we're gonna change our diet, but we definitely know that we gotta change
Gotta
something.
make a change.
Sweets for sure, because we both fat kids
sweets.
by heart. Like we gotta change that. So diet for sure. I really want to lose some weight this year. So with the another business that I'm doing right now, I got a lot of like weight loss products and stuff, so I'm gonna plan on trying some of those out this upcoming year too, and see how that worked for me, because I definitely need to lose some weight. Exercising wise, I don't know. We gonna work on it.
Right?
We gonna work on it. I used to be really good with like working out and stuff, but I just don't. I'd rather do like a hip hop dance thing or something.
Well,
Like,
that's no exercise. That's
it
good.
is, but I'm saying I can't do the whole weightlifting thing no more, or like the squats. I can't do that.
I ain't never lift weights. I'm more of a
I did a little
cardio
bit.
type.
Like I did squats, but with the
Yeah.
I don't even know what it's called, but you know what I'm talking about. I did stuff like that, but I don't know if that's me anymore.
I don't think I want to lose too much weight because it took me 30 years to get this. But, and when I lose weight, you see how I'm already looking like I just got a little belly, but I'm gonna be looking like a pole. Like
if you lose too much,
if I lose, like I want to lose because I really want to be like 145. That's probably what I think that's what I'm supposed to be with my height.
Yeah.
And then you know how skinny I used to be. Even when I was pregnant, I was like super skinny.
Yeah.
So
I don't think I ever really been that skinny, but I definitely was smaller than I am now.
Right.
Like way smaller. So with your no meat thing, are you doing like a particular diet, like you doing keto or?
No.
Because I think keto is you can't eat meat.
yeah, it's mostly meat.
Like pescatarian maybe, like
I don't know what that is.
So
I'm just gonna be a
eat, like,
vegetarian.
fish and,
No,
like,
I'm not
seafood.
eating any meat. I'm gonna be a vegetarian
So, like,
for 6
plant-based
months.
stuff.
But I am eating dairy, so it's not like
Okay.
vegan.
Right.
Because I can't not eat cheese and not eat meat.
Yeah.
And I like eggs.
I think my biggest thing is like carbs, pasta, and
I'm gonna still eat pasta.
I gotta have bread and stuff. I think that's.
But that when I was reading, because I like to look stuff up. But carbs is like good for energy and stuff. Like I need energy, because I'll go say I'm about to take an hour nap and wake up and it's the next day.
Yeah.
In the middle
your
of the
iron low
afternoon.
friend.
I don't know what it is. Stats be like, you've been sleeping 5 hours. I was like, what?
You pregnant, is you?
I don't think so.
Okay.
The way these kids be popping up right here, no telling, but
Is that in your?
No.
Okay. We'll just leave
cut
that
it.
there. We'll leave that there. All right. So health wise, we got a good start with that. So spiritually, like, how are you? Are you doing anything different spiritually?
Yes, so I am seeking a relationship. I don't know everybody's
Beliefs.
religious,
Yeah.
yes, but I'm Christian, Baptist. So
Oh Lord.
radical. So
Heard about them Baptists.
radical. No. So I am seeking a relationship. So I have time on my schedule set aside 3 times a day. I will pray, meditate, and journal. Now my journaling is not technically spiritually. I'm gonna journal whatever comes to my mind, but it's a part of my praying and meditation time. And it's not a lot of time. Like, I know 3 times a day. What? I'm home all day.
Right.
And so I mean,
That's
it's nothing
nothing.
for me to sit down for 30 minutes and pray and meditate and journal. And I started that this morning as well. So that is what I'm doing. I am reading an hour a day, because I used to set my reading up because I have a lot of children. I have
You got a lot
people.
of children. You got you got like 10 kids.
How many kids in my house?
Is it
4.
4? Yeah.
4 in my house, and I have 2 stepdaughters.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
So that's 7 right there.
Right.
You talking about have a baby?
Got one for me.
You got later. So it's hard for me to read. I love to read, so it's hard for me to find a time without somebody coming in there. Mom,
That's
Mom.
true.
So I used to read, say how I'm gonna read. Just give myself that time by amount of pages or chapters or whatever I'm gonna read for the day. Like,
You reading the Bible or what you reading?
so that's what I was getting into. So I set it up for time, and I am reading the Bible now. So how I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do Bible book like that. So I'm reading Genesis right now. I'm gonna start from the beginning.
Okay.
And I started Genesis like in November.
I think that's the book I know the most because
You always start there.
I always start over, like try to actually read it like a book.
You're right. Okay,
You know, page by
so do you
page.
have a study Bible?
I do actually have a study Bible. I don't had it for about 3-4 years.
You don't
now.
use it?
I don't. And
Okay.
it got a section for notes, and it got like side,
Yeah, so if you don't want to do that, you read your study Bible. So I have not always talking to me. I usually like say a little prayer for the Lord to lead me when I do try to read the Bible, and I just open it and I start from wherever He starts.
Lead me, Lord.
Exactly how it be. But so Bible, and I have like 4 or 5 spiritual books, so I'm gonna read them over. I've already read all of them, but I'm gonna read them over. So Bible book, and then after that, I'm going back into my fairy tales, girl, because I love a good princess book.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
Princess book. So.
I think so. For me, spiritually, this year, I don't even know if this is spiritually, but I want to get in touch with my inner self. Like,
Yeah.
I want to learn me. Like, I know me, but I don't feel like I know me on a deep level.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Right, that does.
And that's gonna come with a lot of meditating too.
Yes.
Like you said, like just taking the time to listen to my thoughts and just like not be so much in a rush where I forget about the things that I'm thinking about. Just kind of set them to the side. You know what I'm saying?
Journal.
Yes, journal. I am also, I mean, this is not spiritual, but this is getting back to the core of who I am.
Mhm.
I'm going to start more writing because I've been
Mhm.
putting that on the back burner
Yeah.
with my writing and stuff. So I plan on doing a lot of that this year too. And then learning my boyfriend's beliefs. I haven't told him that yet, but that's kind of what I want to do this year too.
Do you know his beliefs?
Kinda.
Okay.
Like, I mean, spiritual wise.
Yeah, that's
like I
what I'm
know.
saying.
Yeah, like.
So he a Christian?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't even know the name of it. But
Non-denominational. What are you?
No, this is not a domination. I can say it.
Oh, so you are non-denominational.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it's not a nomination.
Special guest.
but- right. So I kind of want to learn more about that, just so it's a part of that building thing that
Right.
I was telling you about. Like, we gotta know each other. So he pretty much know my beliefs.
Uh-huh.
I'm non-denominational as well. Like I'm more of a spiritual person than a religious person.
Right.
So I want to learn more about what he believes in as well. You know what I'm saying? So we don't get down the road 5 years from now and be like, this
Trying to have a baby and
this
this
ain't
is
gonna
not gonna
work.
work, right?
Yeah, so I want to do more of that this year too. Just getting my mental together, getting, you know, just
That's
that
nice.
foundation built.
So Ciatis isn't Baptist. He's AME.
Yeah, okay.
And,
I don't think I know a whole lot about
African
it.
Methodist. They're,
Oh, okay.
I mean, you know, they're still the same. I mean,
Everything
like,
is pretty much the same. That's why I don't really get too much into religion because
except for when you go to like
church,
Catholics and stuff like
Okay,
that.
well,
They have rules,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know. But that's not what we're here to talk about.
That's a little bit touchy. We're not here to talk about that.
but like so.
But that's
Well,
kind
that's
of where I
good.
want to be as far as that too.
So this year, 2020, I came into 2020 with the thought of knowing myself. Like I give up a lot for my family.
Yep.
Not just like my family in this house, but like my parents, my sister. And
That's
like,
women anyway. We're nurturers. We're givers
Right.
by nature.
Yeah, so I came into 2020 saying that I'm gonna learn myself. It's so crazy because I used to talk about this on Instagram all the time with me knowing how I feel and learning myself. When you'll see when you start to, you know, get more in tune with it, it's so crazy. Like when you get around certain people or in certain areas, it's gonna be like immediate, like, oh
Nope.
yeah, no, I'm going home.
Yep.
And then it's gonna be like, oh no, like not her or not
Yeah.
him. You know, it's so crazy that it's like that.
I was just talking to my boyfriend on the way up here about like being authentic to myself, but you can't be authentic if you don't really know yourself.
Right.
And so you get around certain people and their energies start to grow on you.
Yeah, and you become them.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And then down the road you like, this ain't even me. This not even who I want to be. You gotta learn yourself. You gotta be authentic. And that helps align your goals, your vision, your everything. You just gotta be authentic.
I'm trying to change though because I'm mean by now.
You are not mean.
I'm okay rude then because
Very
honey,
rude.
I
You
be
not. You just
saying-
kind of like blunt. Like
Yeah,
you just.
everybody need me though.
Yeah.
You need a friend like me.
What's your sign?
I'm a Virgo.
Oh, well, we like right there teetering on.
Yeah.
Cause I'm a Libra, and that's September 23rd, which is like my birthday. That starts Libra. So we all about like balance and harmony and, you know, aligning everything. Virgos.
We always right.
See, that's Virgo and big Virgo.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to
Virgo
explain to
energy.
you. So that's why I'm like, I'm trying to change. I'm trying to change not only for the benefit of myself, but for the benefit of my spouse and my family, because like I be like going off on them and then I be having to go back and read and be like, dang, why did I even say that? And then my mama be like, girl,
That's just you.
she be like, can you not do that? Don't do that. Don't say nothing else.
Yeah.
And her and my poor little mama, I be hurt. She's such a imp. Like her feelings get hurt like so quickly, and I just be talking and it just
You must be more like your daddy.
yeah. Her feelings, and then I just be talking normally, and she be like crying. I be like, what happened?
Oh,
So we gonna work on that too.
And also this year, I want to focus on like networking and surrounding myself with people who are not only doing better than me, but people who got the same mindset as me, and cutting off and leaving in 2020 people that are not trying to grow, not trying to, you know what I'm saying? Don't look like that. Who are not trying to get to that next level. Like, and I'm so glad that we crossed paths again because you on what I'm on, friend. Like, we trying to get to that next level. And a lot of people ain't with that. They on that same mindless, just getting there. You know what I'm saying?
So that is okay too, people of the world. Let me tell you, it just depends on the type of person. You have to put your friends in categories, okay? So some of your friends don't want to be entrepreneurs. They don't want to live their life. They're fine where they are, and that is okay. But if they are that way and they're not supportive as well, like, I mean, like, what's your purpose here?
That's true. That's true. I get
People
to
with
see
no
it like
purpose
that.
are gone as of midnight last night for me.
Yeah, I
So,
think that's more so. Maybe I should have worded it different.
Like,
yeah,
everybody gotta go.
Everybody, if you ain't trying to move forward, bye. But no, that's not really what I mean, because like you said, everybody is in their own little whatever they got going on, but you got to know how to deal with those people.
Yeah, you gotta categorize them.
Right. And I was telling my boyfriend as well, like, some people is just like a seasonal person. Like, you, Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, Happy Thanksgiving. But outside of that, it's like,
and some people only come in your life for a season. It's time for you to push them out the door, like
that's true.
the door.
That don't mean you don't love them. It's just like,
I
I can't take you to this next level with me, because you're gonna bring me down, baby.
Yeah, I got love for you.
And that's it.
Because we're all children of God. That's the only no.
So, aside from that, Sandy, like, with the podcast this year, like, where do you see the podcast? Like, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm trying to ask. Like,
Where we see it going?
that, or like anything in particular that you want to.
I want to hit the hard stuff. Like, I want to hit the stuff that, like, people don't want to talk about. Like, I want to be like, my husband sometimes he ain't shit or something like that,
right.
You know, or these fucking kids pissing me off, or I ain't cussing. I'm trying to.
It's too late. You don't
listen,
cuss.
so I just started cussing like a couple of years ago.
Okay.
Do you remember me cussing before that?
I don't know. Like,
No, because I really didn't.
Okay.
You can ask
Well, what
my whole
happened?
family. Like, they used to be like, when I did try to cuss, they used to be like, don't do that, because you can't even put the words together. Girl, I don't know. See, I just said I got around all these people and make it, and then it just came out.
Make it cut.
But I don't know. Like, I like to cuss. But it's getting too bad, because I be cussing in front of my mama. She be like, "You grown now?" I be like, technically I am, but I'm sorry still.
Right. So we
But
definitely
trying to cut
going
it
to
out.
hit the hard topics for
Hard.
sure, because people just, I don't know if they're just afraid to talk about it, or they just feel like people are gonna judge them and different things like that. So we definitely gonna talk about those things head first
I want
this
to
year.
talk relationship, body, mind, all kind of self-improvement all around, as well as like tips and tricks for people who want to start businesses, or people who just want to be better, just do better. And not to say we know everything, but just what we done been through and stuff like that,
Exactly. So this is kind of like our development year for this podcast.
I call this the year of healing.
Healing.
But I don't know about you.
I don't know. I think I would categorize this as, I don't even know. I can't even think of. I just know this is just going to be like a year of growth and prosperity. So I don't know. What do you think a good word for this year would be for me?
Growth and prosperity. That's good right there.
Yeah.
So-
I'm just ready to start reaping the benefits of what I've
Oh
been
my
sowing for
gosh.
so long.
What's so long, friend?
A year?
That is not so long.
No, I'm not. Like, no, it's just really last year was just crazy, but really the years prior to that, just building up. Like, it's just time for a switch in the universe. Like, it's a time for a switch in the way that I think, in the way that I move, in the way
Yes.
that, it's just time. It's time. They said 2020 was like the vision, like 2020 vision, hindsight, whatever.
Yeah.
So this year is like, I don't know, harvesting that.
Harvesting the seeds
Yeah,
that was planted.
exactly. Anything else aside from that? What you trying to do this year?
So my goals this year is just to stay focused. That's really all I'm trying to do. Like, I'm really trying to stay focused on everything that I already have planned. Like, I always have goals. So I always just change it.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to get on one track and stay focused.
Just set a goal and never change the goal. You might have to change the path and what you're doing to reach that goal, but never change the goal. And we'll talk about that on the episode too, like goal setting and stuff. But
Yeah.
we'll definitely talk about that. But aside from that, y'all, like, if you ain't got nothing else to add,
So I think we hit everything.
that we wanted to discuss.
See that came out here.
Alright. So yeah, other than that, you guys, our next podcast is, like we said, it's gonna be next Friday.
How?
When did we say that we was gonna?
It should be next Friday, but how is it going to be? We'll discuss that later.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, I hope everybody brung in their new year with people that they love, with a different mindset, with goals, some ambition. After such a crazy 2020, just hope. Bring this year with hope.
Work.
Work and hope. Grind. All the above.
The Lord says that work, pray without work.
Dead. It's dead.
So, yeah.
But so you guys, we will see y'all on the next episode. Make sure that y'all are following our new Instagram as well. It's the podcast for me. That's our Instagram. It's the podcast for me. You
We'll
also
link it below.
Yeah. You can still follow me on my social media sites. Sandy is taking a break for right now.
Hiatus.
A hiatus. But you can still follow me on my social media sites. But for sure, follow our Instagram. It's the podcast for me.
We'll have a YouTube up by the end of next week.
Right.
So
We
whenever
on
we
the
do,
lookout
I'll
for that.
link it as well. Amber can post it.
All right. Happy New Year, everybody. We'll see y'all next time.